isn't it? Yeah, I just decided, it's not going to be that chilly. But I don't know. It'll prepare us for whatever, comes through the final stretch of the season, and then, whatever happens with the playoffs and things of that nature. We could have some cold nights, so I got to grow a thick skin for that.
That's right.
You never know what that'll be like.
You got floppy papers over there. I can see.
It's a floppy paper night. If you've ever been in a situation that we're in tonight, you know exactly what we're talking about. The rosters are a bit flop style right now. But right now we're getting ready for the Temple Tigers to kick this second half off. The Tigers, Temple would win the toss, elected to receive to start the game, so the Tigers are going to have the ball and try to get a little spark here to start the game and see if they can set some tone with some offense here and try to climb back in this thing. But here comes the kick from number 29. That's Beckham Tull, who handles the kickoff duties. Will be fielded by Zayden Simpson, who's going to bring it out, cuts out towards the far side, and he's going to be hauled in at about the 26. So a pretty good return for the Tigers. Decent field position.
Yeah, Simpson getting some opportunities to touch the ball. That's his third return of the game. And a good job there, and Darlington trots out to start their first possession of the second half. And we have a running clock, Matt.
And this situation here for the Darlington Tigers, the hill probably too big to climb to get back into this game, but you're getting important reps here in the game. The season's not over. Got another one coming up next week. You will have a playoff situation, so they got to get the most out of this.
Right. And especially if Nate is going to have to run out and play quarterback next week. These are very, very valuable reps here in the second half.
Here's the snap. Everybody in tight, going to hand the football off, and there's a big wall of Temple Tigers at about the 25-yard line, so that play couldn't even get started.
No, that dive play's been shut down for the most part. That threat of the pass, the threat of bouncing it to the outside and pulling and pitching that you have with Sammy on the field. Again, let's look at the situation Nate has been thrust into here. No reps in a live game. Practice is one thing, and you've got to practice to be good out there on Friday nights, but getting out there against an opponent who's trying to take your head off is a different situation.
Base formation, 2 wide receiver set. There's the snap. Going to run the toss sweep, get it out to Jace Donaldson, trying to find him some room, but it's just not there, and he's going to be stopped for no gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Tigers.
Yeah, Temple just teeing off on the dive and the toss, and it's been dive, toss, follow for the most part since Sammy left the game.
So 3rd and 11 here for the Tigers, with 10 minutes and a running clock here in the third quarter of this football game.
Beautiful facilities here in Temple, man. What a nice stadium they've got. Rogers Stadium.
We've enjoyed the hospitality. Everybody's been super nice and helping us get to where we need to go and all those sorts of things. Of course, there's the snap to Nate Konchesky. He's going to hand it off. They've cut it up towards the near side there with Bodie Powers, but again, just a wall of Temple Tigers there. Tough sledding.
Yeah, there's nowhere for Bodie to go. And that'll require a punt, and I imagine we'll see Trenton Moore come out and boot it away.
So a 3 and out here for the Darlington Tigers. On 4th down and 13, the Tigers are forced to punt. As you mentioned, Trenton Moore trots out onto the field. You're going to have one man back here for Temple hoping to return this kick. That's going to be Jaden McDaniel. They got some tough customers on this team. Low snap picked up by Moore. He'll kick it away. That'll be end over end, drops in, and ball takes a Tiger bounce, Darlington bounce, and rolls all the way back to the 42. So about as good as you can ask for on that punt.
Yeah, especially short hopping it. And so it was Trenton Moore on the kick. They keep putting Ade out there somehow. He's seeing 34 when it's 10, but
ball's at the 40-yard line, or 41 rather, and that's where we're going to have Temple lining up and getting ready to run their next play. 8:16 running clock here in the third quarter of this football game. Let's see who Temple lines up at quarterback here for their first possession of the second half of the football game. Got to send 2 wide receivers to the far side. It's going to be Ashton Eskew to start the second half. He was the starting quarterback, but they run a 2-quarterback system. There's the snap. Got to fake the handoff. Actually, they give it off to Nix, who tries to run up the middle.
Nix had a first half touchdown. Coach's son out there.
Got about 4 or 5 yards there on first
just
down.
fell forward for it, too. Didn't look like it.
I would imagine Temple's probably going to keep it fairly simple here, try to run the ball, get first downs, drain as much of this clock as they can. They got a very comfortable lead, obviously.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to go out there and give great effort, but you don't want to get anybody hurt in this situation. Still a lot on the line going forward next week.
SQ under center, takes the snap, hands it off, goes with Jones. He's got the ball, runs up the middle, breaks three, one man to beat. He's off to the races inside the 5, and he is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, another big play. That was 55 yards to pay dirt for Jones. Nobody could catch up with him once he got to that second level.
Yeah, JoJo Jones coming in for the injured C.J. Gray. After Gray went down, we have not seen him again. Of course, with the lead that you have, why risk injury to a star player like Gray? But Jones has not been a drop-off at all. He's been excellent.
They got some depth on this football team, no question about it. We get ready for the extra point. That'll be handled by Ryan Rutledge, who is a freshman this year. Done a good job with extra points. There's the kick. He did have one block, though.
He did, and Jace was right after that one again, coming off the edge. They have not been blocking Jace, and he has got the speed to get there. He's done it once.
Indeed he has. So now we'll get ready for Temple to kick it back to the Darlington Tigers, and they now lead at 51-7 with 6:20 and the clock continuing to run here in this third quarter of the football game. And Coach Groves and the coaching staff still doing everything they can to continue to coach these kids and keep them engaged in the game, which obviously in this situation, that's a big challenge. They faced a lot of adversity tonight, but they continue to keep plugging. And I cannot tip my cap enough to Coach Wayne Groves and all of his coaching staff for the job that they've done with this group. Obviously, depth being one of the biggest issues with this team, and they've really felt that tonight with the injuries that have really just put a damper on this effort tonight. I think if everybody were healthy, we'd have ourselves a ball game right now. I truly believe that. But the injuries continue to pile up, and,
Look, if you go back and you look at the turnovers, a lot of them were unforced errors, too. It was a brand-new quarterback taking his first snap, bobbling an exchange. Then you ran another quarterback out there. He bobbles the first exchange. Temple didn't force those fumbles. They were self-inflicted wounds deep in your own territory, given a short field. I mean, it's been a perfect storm here. This Tigers team is far better than the point spread right now.
Toll kicks it away. It's going to be brought out by Jace on the far sidelines. He takes a heavy hit, is dropped about the 25-yard line. Got the most that he could out of it, but great pursuit by the coverage.
Yeah, excellent coverage. They've been going with that high short kick all night. The Tigers have not been able to spring a return yet.
And that was actually, I think, Zayden Simpson on the return that time. His number was bunched up, and I thought it was Jace, but it was actually Zayden Simpson, so correction on that.
The Tigers will line up here, starting with the nose of the football on the 25.
They will be under center in their base formation, double slot back, wide receiver to the near side, quarterback under center, Duggan in at that B-back position. Konchesky takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and actually is going to get dropped behind the line of scrimmage, takes the loss there on that play.
Yeah, Konchesky's done a good job filling in here. He's just got his hands full. They're teeing off against the run and not really giving him a chance to get things going.
And the PA announcer here, I have to give him credit.
He
He's
changed
doing his
it.
best.
I know.
He's trying to get that name right. It is a difficult name until you get the hang of it the first time you see it.
He said it right that time. Yeah. But it was Chusky in the first half. Now he's got it right.
He's really been working at it.
Yeah.
Got to send a wide receiver there in the slot on the far side. Quarterback's going to be under center, Nate Konchesky. He takes the snap, rolls out, rolls to his right, puts the ball in the air. It cannot connect with Noah Duggan, who came out of the backfield, so that's incomplete.
Yeah, that one behind Duggan a little bit, and he can't reel it in.
Clock continues to roll here in this third quarter. We do have a running clock here in the second half.
Coming with some heavy hitting music.
Yeah.
That's some speaker system that they've got.
We get on third downs for the defense here for Temple. We're getting For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica.
That's right.
From the album Ride the Lightning.
Any chance we get to throw some rock and roll in the mix?
Yeah. Nate Koncheski under center takes the snap. There's the toss sweep. They go to Donaldson, and the defense is all over it.
Yeah, just teeing off, waiting on it.
Donaldson on the carry, brought down by number 16.
Flying to the ball.
So for a second time in a row here in the third quarter of the game, the Tigers are going to go 3 and out. They'll have to punt this ball away deep in their own territory. Fairly deep anyway.
Matt, what games are you looking forward to tomorrow on the college level?
Well, obviously Georgia Tech, being a Georgia Tech fan, I'm curious to see if Haynes King is back. You said he's in the depth chart.
I saw a depth chart where he was listed as the starter, so they missed him last week big time against Notre Dame.
As well as their leader on defense as well. Their best linebacker was out against Notre Dame, so if they get those two guys back, that'll help. There's a long, booming kick. It's going to be brought out by McDaniel, and he is not going to get much of a return. The coverage got back quick, and he's dropped at about the 37 rather.
Great pursuit there by Ty Wood and Levi Duggan.
So Temple will get the ball with, 1:31 remaining here on the clock.
And counting.
In the third quarter.
Yeah.
So Temple trots their offense out onto the field. They're going to start at their own 37-yard line before they snap the ball. We're going to have less than a minute to play here in the third quarter, more than likely, unless they snap it fairly quickly. They're going to run Jackson Gribben back out at quarterback. So 2-quarterback system continues here, 2 wide receivers. And Gribben ready to take the snap. He'll roll the play clock down to about 18 seconds. Is going to throw a toss sweep out to Nick Hullaby, who gets, I believe, his first carry of the game and gets a chunk of yards there on that play.
Yeah, haven't called that name yet, to my knowledge.
Number 57, Sam Twente at the Temple Tigers 46-yard line. Brings up second.
I believe it's 20, but Twente kind of has a little bit of pizzazz to it.
Some pizzazz.
A little razzle-dazzle.
Little.
This was being a 9-yard gain there, and we get ready for 2nd down and 1 here for the Temple Tigers, and that may have been the last. No, they got 7 seconds left on the play clock.
I don't know if they'll snap it, though.
Yeah.
They're just going to let it expire, and we'll head to the fourth quarter. A quick third quarter with the running clock, but Temple able to put 7 more points on the board.
And that is the end of the third quarter. Darlington trails 51-7. We're back for the final quarter of this football game after a 1-minute break.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our 2 founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
All right, Temple back to the line of scrimmage as the clock is running, and we are underway with the fourth quarter. A little bit of a trouble exchange, and the running back who took the ball, number 2, that's going to be Darius Rogers, is going to be brought down for a loss. Good defense.
It was good defense. They got a handful of face masks, and I don't know if they just ignored that or if they missed it. But
I was going to let that one fly for the radio listeners, at least. If you're watching on the video, you
I'm sorry. I just had to paint the picture. It didn't get called, so it doesn't matter.
So a loss of about 1 there. That brings up, or however many, it brings up 3rd down and 11 regardless. Quarterback rolls up under center, takes the snap. New quarterback into the game, 3rd one of the game. This is number 27, Brody Dempsey. He's a sophomore.
Brody Dempsey's pass.
You know that name pretty well.
Is incomplete.
Yeah, I have a son named Brody
Yes, you do.
who is going to be 17 years old coming up in January. Hard to believe that.
Happens quick, man.
It really does.
A thespian, right? He's acting.
He actually is going to be in a production in South Carolina coming up in a few weeks of The Great Gatsby, and he's playing the character of Tom, which is a pretty
That's a big
significant
one.
role.
That's a big role.
Yeah.
Way to
I'm
go,
excited
Brody.
to go see that.
Heck yeah, man.
So we get ready for Temple to punt this football away, and handling the punting duties is going to be Jackson Gribben.
Boomer.
And, man, that is a heck of a kick. Spirals down at the 25-yard line. Fair catch is going to be signaled there by Jace Donaldson.
Fair catches the punt.
We're way up here. That ball was skyrocketed. Good kick there by Gribben.
1st and 10 for Darlington.
And Matt, you were worried we were going to cut into the time of the scoreboard show, but I think we're going to get there well ahead of 10 o'clock with this running
I
clock.
stand corrected. So Lynn and Austin, we're going to have a brief wrap-up show after tonight's game because we got a long drive. So I hope you guys have got the
They better buckle their chin
got the
straps.
hot air machines cranked up and ready to roll. I'm just kidding. Those guys don't have hot air. It's the rest of us goobers the rest of the time.
3, Duggan on the carry.
Duggan on the carry there for the Tigers on a short game.
By number 72, Braylon Bolton Lewis for the Tigers.
So Darlington now going to have the ball at the 27-yard line as they roll back to the line of scrimmage, trying to continue this drive with 8:43. And, man, when you got that running clock, that time rolls off in a hurry, doesn't it?
It sure does. It only stops for scores and change of possession, which we've had 1 score this half, so it has just melted away.
Trey Moore split wide to the near side. Trenton on the far side. They're going to pitch it over to Jace Donaldson, try to get him to the edge. He gets there and is greeted by a couple of Temple Tigers and brought out of bounds at about the 30. So a short pickup there.
Forced out of bounds by
On 3rd down is going to force another punt for the Tigers.
the 30-yard line.
Nope, that was 2nd down, rather.
Down at 6.
This is 3rd down.
Yeah, 6 to go. See what the Tigers dial up here.
Going to line up with everybody in tight in their base formation. Nate Konchesky ready to take the snap under center. He's got the ball, fakes the toss. He's going to run out to his right, puts the ball in the air. Good spiral, but just a little bit out of reach of Trenton Moore. A good-looking pass, but just a little too strong there.
Yeah. He dropped it in there where he had to. Moore was able to get a mid on it, but he couldn't pull it in. And the Tigers will be forced to punt once again.
So 3 and out for the Darlington Tigers offense. They trail 51-7 with 7:20 left to go here in the ball game, and they will kick it back to the Temple Tigers here in just a couple of moments. As Trenton Morris back out on the field again to punt the ball away for the Darlington Tigers. Man back here for Temple this time is going to be Brian Bowman. He is a freshman here for this Temple team. He stands at the 45, hoping he gets an opportunity here. Drops back, is going to field it at around the 36-yard line, and that's where it'll be down and where they will set up shop.
Yeah, another nice punt there from Moore. Good snap. Solid contact there. Good hang time. Forced the fair catch. And Temple will take over at their own 36-yard line.
So last possession at quarterback for Temple, we saw the 3rd quarterback of the game. It was Brody Dempsey that we told you about, a sophomore this year for this team. So a lot of young guys for them getting some reps here in this second half, which can be very valuable as you edge towards the end of the season.
Heck yeah. You really can't simulate these live game reps like this.
And so Dempsey's going to roll up under center here as they start at the 35-yard line. Going to hand it off, get it to Bowman. Man, we just referenced there, who caught the punt and he is going to be dropped after a gain of about 3 yards. So 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, if you're Coach Groves and the Darlington staff, you just want to see your guys keep playing hard, try to finish this game the right way.
So Temple comes back to the line of scrimmage, going to have a wide receiver on either side of the formation. Under center here for this play is going to be Dempsey, hands it off, gets it into the hands of number 12, and that's going to be Nick Hullaby with another carry. He's had a couple in this game, but defense does a good job standing tall there. No gain on that play.
Yeah, it was Duggan and 20 that went in there. Duggan was the first man there, but that's part of people playing assignment football and eating up blockers there. That was perfectly executed by the Darlington defensive front.
Going to have a wide receiver on each side of the formation. Temple runs back to the line of scrimmage here with 3rd down and 7 to go. Dempsey takes a snap under center, rolls out to his left, puts the ball in the air. That's going to bounce past the wide receiver, incomplete, and they will punt.
Trade punts back and forth here, and great job by the Darlington defense standing tall here.
Bring up 4th and 7. Back to punt for the Tigers.
We'll have more Darlington football coming up for you next week as the Darlington Tigers finish up the regular season on the road for the 2nd week in a row, this time against the Bremen Blue Devils down in Bremen, Georgia. So we're heading down 27 again and looking forward to that one. Going to try to regroup, hopefully get some guys back from these injuries, try to get out there and get back on track after a tough game tonight here at Temple against the Temple Tigers. So we still wait on the punt here from Temple. It looks like we're going to have a timeout before we see it happen, huh? All right. Well, I guess we'll take it as well. 4:04 left to go in a ball game. 51-7. Temple leads it. We're back in 1 minute.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
He's going to kick it away, and that one's going to float in, fielded by Jace Donaldson. Finds some room on the edge. He's across the 50 and takes a hard hit from McClam Mateer, who clocked him, but the Tigers are going to have it across midfield with good field position.
Yeah, great job by Jace there, fielding the punt and making an explosive play there, and from his punt return position.
1st and 10 for Darlington.
And every time the big hit comes there from Temple, they play that song.
Here comes the boom.
Here comes the boom.
I could call this the Temple of Boom if they wanted to.
They
For
could.
Darlington, it's been the Temple of Doom for sure tonight.
But Rogers Stadium is a nice name.
That's
for sure.
nice.
I don't know
Way
anything about
classier.
the background. We should probably did some research on that first. But quarterback under center here for the Tigers. They're going to start across midfield. At taking the snap was Tristan Leeser, who's been in once before in this ball game. They get a positive play there on 1st down. Good run there by Duggan. Noah Duggan.
Obviously, this is a valuable opportunity for Leeser to get out there. You know, if Sammy is not back next week, if Henry's not back next week, these guys have got to be ready to take snaps.
Indeed they do. So this is going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Darlington Tigers as they get ready to roll up to the line of scrimmage, trailing 51-7 with 2:32 remaining in this ball game. One receiver to the near side. Some fresh jerseys out there, as you referenced. As we get ready for the snap to Leeser, a little bit of trouble there with the exchange, and he's going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Leeser turned to pitch that off to his right, but the pitch man went to the left. So there was nowhere to pitch it, and he had to just eat that one, live to fight another play.
So after the loss, that brings up 3rd and 7 here for the Darlington Tigers from the 46-yard line. In Temple territory, the Tigers are going to have a wide receiver to the near side, one on the far side here for Darlington. Under 2 minutes to play. We got 1:50 left, and they roll out for whom the bell tolls for third down. Here comes the snap. Leeser's going to pitch it to the near side. Ball is going to be loose on the turf, and the Temple Tigers are able to recover the fumble. Grabbing the ball is going to be number 54, Landon Lee, and Temple takes over.
Tough break there. Pitch was a little bit late. Just one more to add to the list.
Yeah, and you go back, and again, big story here tonight from Temple is a little bit more than 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Starting quarterback for the Tigers went down with an injury playing on defense, had to leave the game, has not been able to come back. We're not sure the nature and the severity of the injury or anything at this point. But after that happened, the wheels really started to come off there for the Darlington Tigers. And that's just the kind of night it's been, Ian. And they came into the game pretty banged up. No Henry Ledbetter tonight. I've had some other injuries throughout the year. And it's just the kind of night it's been, no doubt. And now in victory formation are the Temple Tigers. After the fumble recovery, they will take a knee. And that should do it. That should be the football game. Yeah. So that's going to be the end of it. And we wish we had a happier story, but tonight the Tigers fall on the road. 51-7 was the final score, and a really tough night. There comes the Gatorade bath over on the sidelines, and the light show's fired up. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up with the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game and a very brief wrap-up after a 2-minute break. We'll be back.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Northwest Georgia Media, we're all about capturing the moments that matter to you. From sports to arts, from concerts to business events. We're equipped to share what's happening in your world, live and in high definition. We leverage cutting-edge technology and a knowledgeable crew to see that your most unforgettable events remain just that, unforgettable. Northwest Georgia Media, where the world is your audience.
Well, before we jump into the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game, I just want to give a tip of the cap for some sportsmanship that we saw, good sportsmanship from some of the Temple players and coaches as Sammy Konchesky came out onto the field at the end of the game on crutches and his sweatshirt, hoodie, and whatnot. And several of the players and coaches from Temple came over, showed him some encouragement. And to me, those are some of the things I love most about watching these kids play. When you see moments like that, even though it's unfortunate the situation he was in, but see those guys take the time to come across the field and have that moment with him, I think that really means a lot, don't you?
Look, this is a big moment for the Temple Tigers. They just broke the record for most wins in program history in a single season. They've never gotten 7 wins before, so this is a time for them to celebrate. So, yeah, even more so the fact that they came across the field to console Sammy, they know what he means to this team, and they understood that, and it's a tough break. It's a lower leg injury. We saw it was bandaged up, and he's on crutches. Not sure the severity of it. I'm sure we'll find out more about that later, but a tough situation for the Darlington Tigers starting quarterback.
But congratulations to the Temple Tigers on the win today. And, of course, they take control of second place in the region with that win. And with that said, we're going to give you the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game and wrap things up here from Temple, Georgia and Rogers Stadium. Ian, who is our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game for tonight?
Well, on a night when not a lot went right for the Darlington Tigers, Jace Donaldson kept scrapping. He blocked an extra point. He recovered a fumble. He had a 75-yard touchdown run, the lone score for Darlington in this game that came in on the first play of the second quarter. He came close to blocking a couple other PATs, had a pass breakup. He just scrapped, which is really the identity of this Darlington team. They just keep fighting. Jace Donaldson kept fighting tonight. He is our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game.
And with that said, the Darlington Tigers fall to 5-4 on the season, 3-2 in region play. Temple improves to 7-2. And 4-1 rather, and Temple now has the most wins that they've ever had in a season with 7. We mentioned to you in the pregame of our broadcast tonight that they've had several seasons. I think it's like 5 or 6 where they won 6 games, but they've never won 7 games. So congratulations to Coach Nix and this program on a milestone win here tonight on their home field.
Impressive.
All right, well, we are going to wrap it up, folks. Again, the Tigers fall tonight 51-7 on the road. Jace Donaldson's the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. For all the video crew, I'm Matt Davis alongside Ian Griffin, Grayson Atkins on stats tonight. Benton Potts, we got Noah Travis on cameras with the wave over there. Of course, you got Mike Garrett, who is the director, Nathan Patterson, who is on replay. Did I leave anybody out? I hope not. Lynn Butler back at the studio for everybody involved. I probably should have just left it at that, but we appreciate you listening tonight. We've got the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show that starts about 18 minutes early tonight as we pack up our radio station in a box and head back home.
Here's 18 minutes back for all the times we robbed you. You get them tonight.
All right, Lynn and Austin, it's your time. It's time for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show on WLAQ. So long, everybody. Have a great night.